For the ReXP1 Release 1, I had to cut the body tilt feature because, well, every mechanism I tried failed, some quite catastrophically. But today, I think I've got a solution. Hi, I'm John, your concierge to the world of embedded systems and robotics. ReXP1 is my reimagined Astro Droid, a distributed control system built on the Raspberry Pi and Pico architectures. Let's fix this mechanism. So ReXP1 is my reimagined version of an Astro Droid. It's inspired by R2-D2, but not trying to replicate him. For a start, he's about half the size of a full-size R2-D2 unit. He's controlled by a central Raspberry Pi 5, and then each of the wheels and indeed the dome have their own RP2040 board, creating a distributed system within the robot operating system. Version 1 or Release 1 of ReXP1 has been out there for a little while, and you can find all about him by subscribing to my GitHub account here. So what do I mean by tilt? Well, an R2-D2 unit had the ability to convert from being in 3 wheels to being on 2 wheels, and in doing so it went from this laid back 23 degrees horizontal drive position up into a vertical body position. Now, I'm not going to try and transform the wheelbase because that would be really hard and beyond my capability, but it would be really nice to be able to actually rotate the body and that cylinder from this drive position up into a vertical position. If nothing else, it would help me significantly with camera angles recording from the dome itself, which is a plan that I'm trying to get to. So I was really disappointed to have the scrub tilt mechanism from Release 1. And the reason was that these gears that I was trying to build into the shoulder unit just really weren't strong enough to do things. Even with servos, even though I beefed those joints up on multiple redesigns, it never worked. And the reason is that actually trying to move these things at the shoulder is going to be the hardest place to actually rotate the body, and that's why it all failed. So I need a new strategy here. So a new hope, and sorry for the Star Wars pun, but actually my new hope is really to use a linear actuator. So I've got a linear actuator here which has a stroke of 100 millimeters, so the end will expand by an extra 100 millimeters. It can expand at a speed of 30 millimeters per second, which is fine for rotating the body. It's got torque of 20 newtons, about 2 kilograms. I think that's enough. I'm hoping it's enough. We'll talk about that a bit more later. Power supply is 12 volts. That's great because everything else is 12 volts. And it has a 10% duty cycle, which means we can't constantly move the body around, but that's okay because we only need to rotate it from one position to another, then go do some actions and then rotate it again. So 10% duty cycle shouldn't really cause us an issue. So as you can see here, the actuator is able to expand when we put power in one polarity. If I reverse the polarity, then the actuator will actually contract. And that's exactly how these things work. So we need to put this into ReXP1, and to do that I've dismantled a lot of ReXP1's body in order to completely redesign this, and actually had to redesign the whole of that bottom ring at the base of the body in order to fit this in. Now I did it at the same time as redesigning how batteries are going to fit in, and we'll talk about that in a separate episode. So there was a bit of advantage to doing this. And what I'm basically going to do is connect one end of my actuator into that front leg. And then the back end of that actuator will actually connect into the shell of the body. So then when it contracts, it will actually move the body in towards the front leg, and when it expands it will push the body away from that front leg. Now there is a side effect to this. Now the actuator isn't quite the ideal length. I really could have done with one that had 100mm stroke, but actually didn't have quite as much butt on the back of it. Now, of course, they don't exist, so I've had to work out what my solution is, and my solution to that is to give ReXP1 a tiny little tail, which is unfortunate and not really in R2-D2 spirit, but he has a tail now, and his tail's needed so that we got somewhere to actually put the butt end of our actuator. So I'm going to do a mechanical demo of this. I've got the actuator installed in that new body there, and as you can see, it's able to pull the unit into a standing position or upright position. In fact, it's slightly leaning forward, but that's good. That's fine by me. And we can push it back into the drive position. And that all seems to work, and it actually seems to have a good amount of strength, especially as it's got the mechanical advantage of the whole of the body basically as a lever to maneuver it. So is this tilt fixed for good? Well, the mechanics say yes, but the physics say, well, maybe. The critical variable here is the final weight of ReXP1. As I switch it to LiFePi batteries and load up the dome with cameras, the torque requirements are going to increase. It's a classic enterprise architecture problem of scalability. Mechanically, the actuator has a massive lever to achieve this movement. The whole length of the body up to the shoulder is actually acting as a lever, so I'm confident but not certain. If you've enjoyed this video and seeing me struggle a little bit, please consider dropping me a super thanks using that button below the video. I'm fundraising specifically to get the channel and this droid, if I can, over to Open Source 2026 in San Francisco to meet you all in person, and every contribution helps get me there. To see the full ReXP1 journey, check out this playlist right here.